Hey everybody, welcome to How to Run a Successful T-Shirt Business on Shopify. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But first, just give me a one in the chat box if you can hear me and you can see my screen okay. And let me know where you're located as well. Just type your location in there, just while we have a couple of other people coming on to the webinar. Everybody good? Good to go? Awesome. 1111. Down south, Alabama. Right on. Love it. New York, Ontario. Yeah, I'm in London, just down the road from you. We have anybody in Michigan? Let me know. Indianapolis, right on. Mexico, good, good, good. Okay, so people are still coming on, but I do have a lot of ground cover, so I do want to get started on this. And as they trickle in, they can kind of catch up. There will also be a replay at the end that I will send out. So let us dive in. So again, thank you for coming on. I do have a lot of stuff to show you, and we are talking about how to run a successful t-shirt business on Shopify. So let us get started. Welcome again. Let's see if selling t-shirts on your own Shopify store is even possible for you. What are we going to cover? Three things. So number one, we're going to break three myths. Number two is the game plan, niche, setup, traffic, and then exit. Number three is next step. So there's more to do before opening. And who is this for? Basically the following people. It's for people who want to sell t-shirts online. They want to use Shopify. They want to generate their own traffic, both free and paid. They want to know what to avoid, which is important. They want to know exactly what to do, and they want to learn by watching. So who it's not for, basically, I'm too old to deal with negative people now, finger pointers, quitters, bad attitudes, and all around unpleasant people. So you are here, so I am sure that this is for you. And if you do stay until the end, I do have something for you. But before we begin, I just want to introduce myself real quick. My name's Will. I've sold over seven figures in the print on demand world so far and counting. I've made over seven figures with courses, coaching, and my membership site. I do work at home in my office at the front of my house. I'm old, currently 49. I know there are some that are older than me. That's fine. And there's some a lot that are younger than me. I'm stubborn. Ask my wife. I love e-commerce, paid traffic, free traffic, building assets that produce cash flow for me. And I also love helping people succeed. So I am lucky in that I produce my own luck. And since 2007, I quit my day job. So enough about me. I think you get the gist. A better topic is to talk about you. So is this you? Maybe you're the brand new wannabe successful t-shirt seller online. You're like, I just watched 131 YouTube videos on how to sell t-shirts on Shopify. Now I'm ready to dive in, kick some butt, and take some names because some 19-year-old kid says all I have to do is test 3,000 shirts, find one winner that I can scale. This is going to be so easy. Why aren't more people doing this? He makes it look so easy and definitely not overcomplicated at all. Let's go. And then maybe you're the tried and failed print on demand marketer where you're like, you know what? I don't get it. I did everything that goofball in the video told me to do, and I'm still not making any money at all. In fact, I'm now at a loss because I kind of ignored that advice and I went with Etsy first because it's all free traffic. And a nice lady told me I should start there. I can't afford to keep this going when all I do is pay money out with nothing coming back in. I'm going to quit very soon. This sucks. So, first of all, you're not alone. Second, don't give up. There is hope. Third, accept where you're at so that you can fix it. So you want to evaluate what worked, what didn't, what can be improved. If you're reading your data, you're going to benefit. It's never a waste of money. If you're at rock bottom, the only way you can go is up. So your success is 99% the gray thing between your ears. The rest, it can be taught. You've seen others succeed, you know it's possible. So you start researching on YouTube. There's so many YouTubers who are trying to get your attention. Most are new sellers, some are old sellers, but they might have had a really good timing starting selling like print on demand products on places like Etsy pre-pandemic, and now they're teaching it because they had some success. Nothing wrong with that. But I do have some bad news for you. YouTube videos about print on demand selling are typically all fluff. It's a guy or a girl pointing to a phone with a screenshot of a random number on it. Then when you get into it, they don't mention anything about that, and it's a totally different topic. So YouTube videos about Shopify are typically all about drop shipping from China. That used to be super popular, and now it's kind of reduced because the shipping times just take way too long. But there's a lot of clickbait headlines and a lot of talking but very little substance. So step-by-step instructions, good luck. Dollar per day ad budgets, have fun. Waiting a year for any results doing that. It can be frustrating. I know a lot of you spend a lot of time in the YouTube research phase. Maybe you find one of those free courses. Now, there are a couple good free courses on there. I'm not knocking them all, but the bulk of them are just not good at all. Maybe you try to do what they tell you to do. Maybe you feel like you can do it all on your own, but it just doesn't seem to work so the way you want it to. So you continue to struggle and you continue not making any money at all online, ending up in that vicious cycle of constantly buying, constantly failing, thinking of giving up, but you don't. The point is, you're not going to give up on your dream. Your dream's your goal. Your goal is what keeps you going. Goals are good. So we all have them. What is yours? Type yours into your goal into the chat box now. A goal is a number and a time frame. So it's like I want to make $1,000 a month within the next 6 months, or I want to make $10,000 a month within the next 12 months, or I want to set up $1 million store and then sell it within the next 52 weeks. That's kind of my goal. But what's yours? So we got 2,000 a month within 3 months. Okay, that's good. 5,000, 10,000 a month within a year. 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, year. Okay, that's good. Awesome. All right, there's a wide variety here. Usually I get somebody who's like, I want to make 100,000 a year, which is good. But man, you guys spend a lot of money to get there. It is possible. It's just, you got to really know what you're doing. All right, so here's my goal for you. So I want to help you get your own Shopify store up and running, selling t-shirts profitably so you can finally succeed in profit. And here's my goal for me. Like I said, I want to create a brand new Shopify t-shirt store, get it to $1 million in 12 months, and then sell it for 2 times to 3 times a multiple. And I'll be using free and paid traffic to do this. It's a lofty goal, but I mean, if you aim for the moon, or if you aim for the stars and you hit the moon, you still did pretty good, right? So I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. The point is, without goals, we all struggle to keep going. Some days absolutely stink. You get very little traffic, or you overspend on your ads, or someone copies your best sellers, but you keep going because you have a goal. So why tell you all this? Well, you need something to keep you going too. Bad days are going to happen. Goals give you something to focus on. You can feel sorry for yourself and you can wallow in self-pity. I've done that. Or you can change anything you want in your life. I've done that too, which is why you're here. Maybe you've tried and failed. That's why I put together the Print on Demand Coach membership. More on that later. Let's get into the training now. So let's dive in. I can't wait to show you this stuff. So number 1 is 3 myths broken. First myth, don't sell t-shirts. They don't have enough profit margin to work. We've all heard this a million times. I admit I used to think this too, and I used to say this too, until one day I realized that is simply not true. The t-shirt market is huge. There's like 2 billion t-shirts sold a year or something like that. They wear out. People buy more. People wear them every day. Anything in the clothing world is going to be good as long as you do it right. You can sell them if you do it right. Now, let's go back in time for a quick trip back to May 2014. So Facebook Ads Cracked was released by Don Wilson. Awesome guy. What's it about? Selling t-shirts using Facebook ads. And boy, did it ever work. So many people made a ton of money doing that. It was simple, well, except for the design part, because back then we didn't have AI to help us make designs at all. We had to like either figure out Photoshop. There's Canva wasn't even around back then, or we had to pay designers to do them for like 20, 30, $50 each, which was crazy. So that Facebook ads crack formula was this. You come up with an idea, you create a design, you launch it on Teespring, which is now called Spring. I don't know why they rebranded, but you launch a Facebook ad campaign and then you profit. Cost per purchase was super low way back then. Millionaires were made like all over the place. Then Don said, okay, cool. Teespring's good, but I'm going to launch Gear Bubble, which is going to be a print on demand supplier to compete with Teespring. More products were added, and a lot of us got distracted by new, me included, which is fine. Then Don Wilson sold Gear Bubble, and here we are today. But back to myth number 1. There's not enough margin to make selling t-shirts profitable. There is if you do use a system. So selling one t-shirt with ads, right, that won't work out well. Instead, try to sell more than one and use something else. Use a system, run a real business. So use ads to bring in new customers, encourage them to buy more. So you can encourage them to buy more than one shirt by offering like free shipping on orders over $50 or $75. You can offer a buy two, get one free deal. You can offer upsells after purchase. You can utilize email marketing to really rake in the profits because repeat sales to buyers is huge. And it's something that a lot of online marketers, especially t-shirt sellers, ignore. They think I have to make that initial sale and I have to profit on that. And if I don't, I'm failing. And that's just not true. When you use all of your shirts to build up your email list and then you market to that list, all those sales are basically free. So you can also get free traffic to your store, which eliminates ad costs completely. Slower, but definitely possible. So there is a whole method to this madness. Now, when you do it all, you can sell t-shirts online profitably still. Let's look at myth number 2, the Etsy myth. Now, this one cost me a lot of people, a lot of hate mail, let's put it that way. So what you've heard is Etsy's the easiest and best place to sell print-on-demand products online. It's not. I'm telling you straight up right now, it's not. In fact, it's one of the worst ways to do it. Etsy is a bad option. Now, I ran out of bullet points on the side here. I do actually have more. I'm not a fan, I'll tell you right up front. And if that offends you, I'm sorry, but hear me out. So currently it's a broken marketplace. They have more sellers than they do buyers, really, and everybody copies each other. You don't get sales there now. I've seen groups where people are like, oh, I just got my 100th sale. And then people will say, well, how long did that take? They're like, a year. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of slow and not good. You can get suspended over there very easily for like no reason at all. You're building their brand. There's payment reserves, there's fees, there's relisting fees, there's product listing fees, there's transaction fees, there's processing fees, there's I feel like charging you a fees. Like the fees are insane. It's not a free platform to use at all. Then there's copycats using spy tools. There's no email marketing possible now because they took that away. Any connection they used to have to like Aweber is gone because Etsy knows the value of email and they want to be emailing alone. They don't want you emailing your customers. They're going to do it. And you know who else are going to email? All your competitors on Etsy. They're going to promote their products too. It's horrible. There's no paid ads outside of their crappy system possible. And their system is very rudimentary. And even though you can go in there and you can say, okay, well, this keyword didn't produce a sale and this one did. I've gone through their system multiple times and used it. And when I did try and optimize things, it actually made the ads worse. So it just doesn't really work well. There's also a whole plethora of horrible advice offered, like, oh, if you're struggling, just list more. Oh, if you're struggling, go work on your SEO. Make sure your titles, tags, and descriptions are correct. Make sure you work on your shop daily. It's just bad all around. As you can tell, I am not a fan. And this is me not being a fan because I put in a lot of work into Etsy to get it going and it didn't work. I'm not new to this. I'm very experienced. I know what I'm doing and it just did not work. Now, for handmade sellers, maybe it's still a good option, but for print on demand, no way. As you can see, I'm not a fan of Etsy at all. It's not the best place, not even close. I know this goes against a lot of Etsy YouTubers, but their goal is basically to sell you their course or their coaching, meaning they can't be honest about it. Even people who work for some companies can never be honest about Etsy because they work for companies that have software tied to Etsy. Anyway, on to myth number 3. Myth number 3, having my own store and generating my own traffic sounds incredibly complicated and hard. Possibly, but it's like anything else in life. When you learn to ride a bike, did you fall off a couple times? Now you can hop on and go without even thinking about it. Your own store, yeah. At first, setting one up, it can be a daunting task for sure. That generating traffic thing, yeah, first time it can be a head scratching event and make you think, well, no, I just want to go to like Redbubble, or I'll go to Spring, or I'll go to TeePublic, or I'll go to, Amazon merch, or I'll go to Etsy because it's free traffic. Don't do that. Okay. Once you've set up one store and you've done it, your first ad campaign, I promise, it's like riding a bike. It gets easier the more you do it. And if you could watch someone do it, then do it yourself, well, that's even better. So let's move on to the second part now, which is the game plan. Now you can take this and you can start today, okay, to profitably sell t-shirts online. It's a step-by-step process. It's been refined. It is repeatable. Here it is. There's a couple phases. Phase 1 of the game plan. You're going to research niches. Make sure things are selling already. Then you're going to come up with a name. Do a trademark search to make sure you're safe. Make sure nobody trademarked that thing. Register a domain. Get a domain email. You can't use Gmail anymore. used to, but then Gmail and Yahoo and even, what was it, MSN decided, no, we're not going to allow that. Now you have to have your own domain because there's too many spammers. So you do need like at yourdomain.com or .co or .net or whatever it may be. Then you're going to go and research products in that niche. Then you're going to create designs. Now, today, we can use AI to help. We can even buy designs off marketplaces as long as we have the commercial and print on demand rights to them. Then in phase one, you're going to create mock-ups. So you're like, well, hang on, Will, I thought we were creating a Shopify store here. Why didn't I do that first? Because that's not the first step. Why create an account that you're paying a monthly fee for when you don't have anything to put in it yet? Go do all the other stuff first, create the store in a bit. You will create the store. It's just coming up in a minute. All right, so phase two is where you're going to create the store. So you're going to find a good print on demand supplier and you're going to upload all your designs there. Then at that point, when you have a bunch of them in there, you're going to create your store. You're going to make it pretty. You're going to set up shipping. You're going to set up legal pages. You're going to set up some kind of email program. There's a bunch that attach right into your Shopify store that you can use. You can use them for your sales emails, your automatic sequences. You can use it for abandoned cart sequences. You can use it to re-engage customers. You can use it for a lot of different purposes. But once that's set up, then you're going to move your designs from your print on demand supplier to your store. And that's just hitting a publish button on the print on demand supplier. They will connect to your store and send it over there. Then anytime an order goes through, your print on demand supplier will get notification of the order and get to work printing, packing, and shipping it. Then they will notify your store automatically behind the scenes with a tracking number for you. And they'll give you updates along the way too. You can see this under every order in Shopify. It's really cool. All right, so you've got everything done. You've got your store open. Now what? Well, you need people looking at your products. So this is phase three of the game plan. You need traffic. So my favorite traffic comes from paid ads. And I know what you're thinking. I don't want to spend a penny on ads. I want to make 10,000 a month, but I want to do it for free. Good luck. That's just not going to happen anymore. You have to spend money to make money in this world. And if you're investing, if you're running a real business, you're advertising. Like, show me any business in the world that doesn't have to advertise now. They all have to. Even McDonald's, who's like super popular, they still advertise. Even Walmart still runs ads. Even like the NBA still runs ads because they know the value of it. Every gigantic brand in the world runs ads, and you're going to too. So there's Facebook ads, there's Google ads of all types, there's Pinterest ads, there's TikTok ads, and then there's email marketing campaigns that you're going to use to get traffic to your store, to get people looking at your products and thinking, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm going to buy that. This is what you want. Now, we're not done though. Then there's phase four. Then we're going to move to the free traffic side. And this is where you can actually get free traffic from a blog on your store. You can get free traffic from influencers. You can get free traffic from affiliates. You can get free traffic via social media posts, although it's not as effective as it used to be. It does still work. So there is a possibility you could say, you know what, I don't want to do any paid ads. I'm willing to wait it out. I'm going to do all free traffic. That's fine. You can do it. You're just going to move a lot slower. Now, phase five, this is my favorite. Exit. Exit the store. Sell it for a multiple. Huge influx of cash. Go build the next one. Now, you might be thinking, well, hang on. If I've got a store that's profitable and doing really, really well, why on earth would I ever sell it? Well, because you get a gigantic influx of cash and you can take those skills and you can go make another store and then you can sell that one too. I'll tell you, when you're first starting, if you've never had a successful store, you don't realize that it kind of gets boring. I'll be honest with you. And we as entrepreneurs, we love challenges. And when we've like climbed Mount Everest and got to the top and said, oh, now I've taken my selfie on top of Everest, now what? There's no other mountain to climb. So what do? You're like, all right, well, let's go back down to the bottom and start over. Like that, it's weird, but a lot of us are programmed that way. If we don't have a challenge in front of us, we don't have the motivation to do much. Now, you could keep this store for years and years and years. You could keep it forever. You don't have to do phase five, but I'm telling you, this is my goal, phase five. I want to be selling stores because I want that big influx to pay off anything I owe to anybody and also to put a bunch of money in the bank to create a legacy for the next generation, for my kids and their kids, my grandkids, and everybody else. That's my goal with this. All right, that's my game plan. Now, of course, there's a little more to each step. I kind of just gave you the 30,000 foot view, but that's what I'm doing. Sound good so far? I think it is. So let's move on to the third thing, which is vital, and that is the next step. So you do have some options here. I hope you're getting excited, but have a few questions on like, where do I begin? What do I do here? Well, buckle up because it's about to get even better. So let's finish this off and then I'll get to my offer to you. So the reality check is this is not a simple thing that we're talking about. There's a lot of moving parts. It can be complicated to figure out on your own. You need a couple things before you can even start. The requirements to succeed are a niche, a good print on demand supplier, research skills, design skills or outsourcing, a store set up correctly, paid traffic skills, free traffic skills, email marketing skills, someone to teach you, someone to guide you, someone to support you along the way. So how do you do this? Well, you have two basic options. Option number one is the easy way, go from point A to point B in a straight line. Option B is a hard way, go from point A to point B, trying to reverse engineer things and figuring out, well, that didn't work. Now let's go this way. Well, that didn't work. Now let's go back that way. Well, that didn't work. And you can see the length of the red line on the left is a lot shorter than the red line on the right for a reason. The easy way is better. So the hard way is go for it on your own. Go to YouTube, search for how to sell t-shirts online. You're going to get a lot. You get the following: different opinions, different styles, outdated methods. You get a lot of, some guys are pushing this active versus passive print on demand thing. And it is true. You could go list on like merch by Amazon. The only thing is you need like 200,000 listings before you make any kind of money at all. You could go list on Etsy. I don't recommend it. You'll be very frustrated and waste like hours, weeks, months of your life. Um, there are some shifty people out there. There's tons of ways. Then you go try each one on your own. Now you've got something, right? Not the solution, but it's something called information overload. You have so many options that you don't know where to start, which typically leads to overthinking and overanalyzing. So you do nothing and you go right back to square one. That route stinks. I don't suggest it for anyone. Instead, take the easy route. Learn from someone who's an experienced expert. So let's go back to 2005 for a second so I can show you what I did. I hated my job. I was on the tail end of a failed financial advisor career, meaning I came right out of university, became a financial advisor, and if you gave me $10,000, I guarantee I could turn it into 5,000 within 3 months just by following the advice of head office and what they told me to do with your money. It was horrible. I got to the point where I couldn't sleep at night because I felt so bad. I hated that job. Now I know there's a lot of good financial advisors out there. I wasn't one of them. I always knew that I wanted to work for myself. I didn't want to work for a big corporation. I didn't want to work for anybody. I knew I was a horrible employee. So I wanted to work for myself and I had to figure this out somehow. So I took the easy way. I found a mentor slash coach. And what I did was on the tail end of my financial advisor career, I was working at DD Ameritrade on the phones. I took the night shift so I could search the internet, found a mentor. He taught me all about my first business, which was generating secured loan leads online and selling them to banks in the UK. So without him, I would still be at a 9 to 5 job. So if you want to learn how to lose weight, what do? You find someone to teach you how. You could do it on your own, but it's not easy. And if you're not accountable to somebody, it's really difficult. If you want to learn how to fly a plane, you have to find someone to teach you how. You have to take those courses. You have to go up for flights with a pilot, and then you have to do a solo flight. There's multiple steps to it. Otherwise, you could really severely injure yourself or end yourself and other people around you. Now, if you want to sell t-shirts online on your own store, find someone to teach you how. Okay, this is no different. Find someone to teach you how, which brings me to my offer to you. At the beginning, I did mention the print on demand coach membership. Now, that's what my offer is. It's a way to skip a lot of the roadblocks to get profitable. More on that in 1 minute. Do you think you can do this? I hope you're nodding your head yes. So far we covered 3 myths broken, the game plan, which you can take right away and use, and then the next step. So my question is, do you want to take it to the next level? Introducing the Print on Demand Coach membership. The info and methods that I've shown today only scratch the surface, not even a dent, to be honest. So the membership is all about this, teaching you, guiding you, supporting you to get you up and running by watching me do it over the next 52 plus weeks. Okay. What is it? It's a membership site where you get weekly updates on what I did so that you can do it too. Sound pretty sweet? I think it is. The best way to learn anything is to watch someone do it, then do it yourself or ask questions. Recently, my daughter wanted to change the snow tires on her car from the winter ones to the summer ones. And she said, Dad, can you teach me how? So I'm like, yep. So what we're going to do here, first one, I'm going to do it. You're going to watch. Second one, you're going to do it after watching me, and you're going to ask questions. By the third one, she had it done. I didn't have to do a thing. And that's how she learned. She watched me do it, figured it out, asked some questions, did it herself. That kind of spurred the Print on Demand Coach membership and the idea behind it. So what is it? You're going to watch me do everything we talked about today, from zero to exit, every single step. Weekly updates inside the membership. There's a community where we are all in the same boat with that same goal of selling t-shirts profitably online. Now, if you want to exit your store, that's cool. We're going to go there too. But if you don't have to. You're going to get everything in the kitchen sink, basically. I wish something like this existed way back when I started. Back then, it was more the course route or one-on-one. This is not a course. This is not a workshop. This is not one-on-one coaching. This is weekly updates inside a membership site and support in a community of like-minded individuals. So warning, I mean, it's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to watch and then take action. Some of them do prefer a course or one-on-one or something else. If you're not interested, honestly, you can turn this off. If you are interested, stick around for a minute while I finish this off. So what you get with my membership is you get to watch me do this, executing the game plan that I just gave you in a little bit more detail. You get my help, you get a community, you get 17 plus years experience, over 1.5 million in sales, over $1 million in coaching that I brought in. And I've ran over 7 figures of my own money with paid ads already between my coaching and my obviously print on demand sales. I love techie stuff. You watch and learn and take action. I'm really good with that artificial intelligence stuff too. So what you get is weekly updates. So every single week, a new update is posted inside the membership. You watch me do all this. You ask questions, you get answers, you take action, you succeed. That's just one part of it. I have some pretty cool bonuses for you too. So we do need a way to interact with this, right? So I thought of, let's just open a Facebook group and do it there. Facebook groups are so distracting because you go in there and then there's a million other things going on, and it's so hard to keep track of new posts and what people said and to follow people or to it's an unorganized chaos is what a Facebook group is, unfortunately. So I decided to put this on a members only forum off of Facebook. Now, what you get with that members only forum off Facebook is less distractions, super easy to keep track of things. You literally click like new posts. You can see every new thing that happened inside the membership. It's available 24/7. You can even get notifications sent to your email if you want. It's the ultimate way to get support, post questions, get answers, network with others, like-minded individuals in a community. It's an awesome, awesome way to do it. I've been doing this for a long time on my other membership. So here's what it looks like. This will be full of people depending on when you're watching this video in the future. So I'm just going to drag this over real quick. And you can tell I like the black and purple. I just wanted to change things up from the PPC Coach one. So there we go. Oops, went up. Now, you start here. Then you go to intros, general discussion, weekly updates, questions. The question section is cool because you can post a question. People can vote on the answer as well. Then you can see popular ones, newest ones, unanswered, unsolved, your questions, your answers, everything in there. It's very, very cool. Even under here, you can go to preferences, you can change a lot of things, but here's the what's new part. And you can view new posts, new profile posts, your newsfeed, latest activity. It's just a very clean and organized way to do this. I also put in a goals section because, I'll show you in here, I do want everybody who joins to have a goal. And you don't have to journal. You don't have to do anything like that if you don't want to. I mean, if you want to journal, it's awesome. But you need to create a goal with a dollar amount and a time frame, and you got to stick to it. If you don't say that, if you don't put that out into the universe, then nothing's going to happen. Okay. So there we go. That's the forum. General discussion takes place in here. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more filled depending on when you're looking at this. There's, I'm going to beef that up too, but we just have that all ready to go. Think of this as a private Facebook group with a lot more power versus a Facebook group itself, basically. Just more organized. So you get to watch me do it. I post the updates inside the update section, and then you get to interact with everybody too. Does that sound pretty cool? So that's what you're going to get. The weekly updates, that's a $19.97 value. Bonus number one is the members only forums, $9.97 value, $2,994 in value. But that's not all. So I do have a few other bonuses for you too. So we need a foundation to work off, just somewhere where we're all starting at the same point. So I've included my 36 video print on demand course with this. So that's bonus number 2. It gets you started the right way. It gives you a good foundation, teach it all. And like I said, gives you a good start. So add that to it. Now you're at $3,491 in value, but I'm not done. I've got actually more than one bonus for you. Put that backwards. You want to use AI to make designs? Cool. I did a workshop on that already. It's about an hour long. And that's bonus number 3, my AI t-shirt design workshop. I'm going to teach you how to use artificial intelligence to create your designs. We're going to be using Midjourney. I'm going to show you the prompts to use. I'm going to teach you how to upscale, teach you background removal, all the tips and tricks that I use for my own t-shirt designs. So you're going to be a pro by the end. So you're thinking, well, designs was really my weakness and I wasn't quite sure how to do it. I know Canva makes it pretty simple. There's other programs too, like Kittl, which are very powerful for t-shirt designs. But man, when you can get Midjourney making your designs for you, it is just A1. It's awesome. And you're going to learn that in the t-shirt design workshop, which is included as bonus number 3. So that's a $497 value. Now we're up to $3,998. How about another bonus? Why not, right? So I did some research. I figured, you know what? If I can use Etsy spy tools to spy on what's working in the t-shirt world, I'm going to do that. And I did. And I found some big winners. So I got bonus number 4. That's research done for you. I found 10 shirts on Etsy that sold over $840,000 in total. So I went to Etsy, I used my spy tool, I found these shirts. They're great for niche ideas for you too. You make your own versions. It's awesome. Now, why the heck would I go to Etsy? Because I can take what I learned there on what's selling and I can make versions and put it on my own store. It's huge because I don't have to bother with a million copycats on Etsy. If you go to Etsy right now and find any popular shirt, you'll see there's so many, like probably 300, 400 sellers that did the exact same one, which is actually another confusing part of Etsy. But when you're on your own store too, you don't have to race to the bottom. So we can still use Etsy spy tools, or we're going to use them to spy and then create our own version, put it on our store off of Etsy. Now, that's pretty valuable too, because it gives you a great head start. Total value $4,495. And then I'll do one more. So this is something that like not many people do, but should. And I feel like you have to go and advertise where mainly people have money and they're willing to spend it. Like disposable income is key. So if you're running ads to someone who's like 18 years old, they're they might like it. They might love your shirt. They might comment on your shirt. They might say, "This is amazing. I really want this." But the fact of the matter is, the odds of them buying it are pretty slim because they don't have the disposable income. So we want to go somewhere that is mainly like older folks who have a lot of money. They're still passionate about, the niche and they're easy to find online. So what I did is I said, okay, let's go to Bing Ads. Now Bing Ads just changed their name to Microsoft Ads, but I'm going to throw in that training too, which is bonus number 5. Microsoft Ads training. Just so right off the hop, I'll get you that. We're going to do like Facebook ads and Google ads and all these other ad platforms too, but I'll give you the Bing Ads one right away. There's over 3 hours. The demographic is older folks. They have money, they buy stuff online. Most marketers ignore this. You're not going to. So I'm going to throw that in. That's $997 value. Now we're up to $5,492. The weekly updates, the 5 bonuses. How's that sound? Like I'm not playing around here. You get it all. It's a ton of value. I should charge $5,492 for this, but I'm not charging that much. I had a choice to make. The first option is sell it for cheap, get it going. Second option is charge more and limit it to fewer people. I went with option 1 for this in a way that's going to blow your mind in a second. This is for everyone. I want to create the largest Shopify print-on-demand community in the world. I priced it at $9.99 per month. $9.99 per month. That's not a typo. And I know you're expecting this to cost a lot more. It's not. Go to www.printondemandcoach.com/join. $9.99 per month. The link is in the bottom right of the screen. You're getting everything. To watch me do this, take action, get support, and succeed. You want to succeed? You've got 2 options. Option 1, do it alone. Go to YouTube or Facebook groups, search for how to sell t-shirts online, find tons of conflicting info, get confused, get overloaded, overthink it, second guess yourself, waste time, waste energy, and struggle. Or option 2, get this amazing deal. Weekly updates, members only forum, 36 video print on demand course, AI t-shirt design workshop, 10 shirts that did $840,000, Bing ads training. Which option do you prefer? It's a complete no-brainer. Is that a lot of money? No, it's definitely not. And yes, you can cancel at any time. You are not locked in. In fact, this morning I spent $17 to buy a large coffee and 3 breakfast sandwiches. Now I didn't eat them all. One was for the wife and the other was for the kid. But that cost me 17 bucks. That's more than what it cost for this membership. And that coffee and that breakfast sandwich can't make me money. It can make me fat, but it can't make me money. So I have a goal. I want to teach by having you watch me do this. Because of that wonderful experience with my daughter, where she asked, can we change these winter tires from summer? Can you teach me how? And I'm like, what's the best way to do this? Well, am I going to give her a course on how to change tires from winter to summer? Or am I going to do it, have her watch me, and then have her do it herself? And she's like, yeah, that's really good, because when I watched you, I knew what you were doing. I knew, how we changed this, how we worked the impact gun, how we made sure we tightened them down to spec with the torque and all that, and made sure that I was safe and made sure the jack was in the right place and all this good stuff that you wouldn't see if you didn't watch somebody do it. So that's where I got the inspiration for this, and I really love it. So I'm giving you everything to get you making money as fast as possible. You can try it alone, and some of you will. This is for the ones that want to skip the school of hard knocks. And I do have a PhD from there. I've got the bruises to prove it. I just, sometimes I'm too stubborn and I'll just try and figure things out on my own, even though I know better. And every time I do that, I kick myself because I'm like, man, I should have just got some help. I am forever a student. I do not know everything, and nor do I claim to. But if somebody is ahead of me, I want to learn from them. And if I have that opportunity, I'm going to take it instead of going at this on my own as a lone wolf. So who am I to teach you? I'm an experienced expert with lots of success so far. If you have any questions, fire me an email, ppccoach@gmail.com, coach@ppc-coach.com. I should have switched that to contact@printondemandcoach.com because that's the email for this one. So what's the difference between now and later? Well, now you might be struggling. Later, you won't be anymore. This is a limited time offer. The price is not staying there forever. It will be going up. Don't wait on this. You might miss the bus. Now, some common questions that I get all the time, and I can see a couple coming in there. So the link is www.printondemandcoach.com/join. Make sure you put the www in there if the just printondemandcoach.com/join isn't working. So why so cheap? I mean, I can raise the price if you like, but I do have a goal. I want to build the largest Shopify print-on-demand community in the world, and this is how I'm going to do it. So why not just make it free? Well, when something's free, it means you do not value it. And this is based on over 17 years experience teaching people online. Free means you don't check in. Free means you don't care. When you pay even a tiny amount, you're more committed. Plus, it keeps the riffraff out. I have to deal with fraud, and I have to deal with spammers, and I have to deal with, like in Facebook groups when I run boot camps, some people join and then it will like send a direct message to people trying to sell them something. And I really can't stand that. So this keeps all those people at bay. They can't get in there because when those scammers have to pay for something, they won't do it. So it keeps it clean, keeps it organized, keeps it nice. So when are the updates? Basically every Friday in the members only forum, I'm going to be posting an update of what I did, what worked, and what didn't work. What didn't work is probably the most valuable thing for you because it will save you having to go through and go, okay, well, that didn't work. Now what do I do? Oh, and then you're like, well, Will just did that and it didn't work. So I'm not going to do that. For example, if I'm teaching my daughter how to change a tire and I jack up the car and then it falls over, well, that didn't work. What should I do? Well, maybe I should put a jack stand under there. Maybe I should do something safer to make sure I don't have that happen to me. So you can cheer me on, you can ask questions, you can use it for motivation. More importantly, you can take action, start your own store, and go right along with me. So where does it take place? The membership's in the members only forum. It's the best way to have a membership online. I've been doing this for a long time. It's better than Facebook. Nothing gets lost. There's that new post link, and it's easy to use and works very well on mobile as well. So can you teach me paid ads? Yes, 100%. Facebook, Google, Microsoft, aka Bing, because they changed their name, Pinterest, TikTok. I can help you with paid ads to your store. Can you teach me free traffic? Yes, I'll be blogging on my store. I'll be posting on social media. I'll be using influencers. I'll be using an affiliate program for the store. I'll be doing everything I can to get free traffic there as well. So why not make this a course? Well, good question, but I want to do something different. I know I learn by watching and asking questions. Think of YouTube itself. You watch and then you go and do it. And then you can ask questions in the comment. Like, it's right there in front of us. Why hasn't anybody else done this yet? Well, I don't know, but I'm going to. So you can learn this way too. Courses, boot camps, workshops, 101, they're all good. They're all really good. I have no issues with that. I just want to do something different. So when can I start? Right now. Go to the link at the bottom of the page, join, get instant access. I'm going to verify that link right now. So let's go to a new tab. Not free course. KPLM, oops. GO. There we go. There's your form. Fill that out, press submit. You'll be taken to another page with instructions on how to get in there right away. All right. Now, what about my other site, PPC Coach? Well, that's not going anywhere. This membership lines up with what I do best, the name, so print on demand coach. PPC Coach was confusing because I get a lot of people, a lot of agency guys who run like Google ads and Facebook ads and YouTube ads, and they want training on that. And I'm like, I don't really do that here. And they're like, well, what do you do? I'm like, print on demand. They're like, well, that doesn't make sense for your name. I'm like, no, the domain doesn't make sense at all. That's why I bought print on demand coach, because it makes more sense. So that other site, PPC Coach, that's my baby. It's been around forever. There are 3 live training sessions per month in there and a higher monthly cost. Go there if you want for more info. This is separate from that. Okay. Now, what if you have more questions? There's my good email, contact@printondemandcoach.com. There's also a Facebook group. There's a free one. If you go there, type in print on demand coach free group, you'll see it. Are you ready? Awesome. I can't wait to get started with you. If you're still on the fence, there's a couple testimonials. Mandy, I've known Will for a few years, have a couple of his courses. You'll always learn something from him, whether you're at the beginning, intermediate, or advanced stage of your business. He teaches what is working for him now, and he teaches in a simple, easy to understand way. I was able to implement one of his courses, and within the first lesson, made my investment back. I think this one's going to be a little bit easier because basically 1 or 2 t-shirt sales and you made your monthly payment back. So I've lowered the barrier to virtually nothing for you. Anyway, Oliver, I don't usually make public posts on Facebook, but feel I need to tonight. Will, you could be spending your time making money for yourself instead of creating such great and insightful content. I truly believe you genuinely care and want to help people. You got me started with Print on Man back in February, and I'm already seeing great success. I've hit several bumps along the way, but just believe in yourself and you can do this, and you will. Now, Oliver has a point. I could just do this on my own, and I do have a store going on my own right now that I'm not showing anybody. But when you work alone, when you work at home alone, um, there's more to life than just making money. Like the community that I have is online. So my water cooler is online. My interaction with other humans and other adults is online. Whereas if I worked in an office as a financial advisor, we would be walking by the office, popping in, having a chit chat in the morning, chit chat when you leave, chit chat at lunch. That just doesn't exist. So there's more reward for me to create this community and do it with a bunch of other people versus just going at things alone. Because honestly, working at home, it's a lonely business. It's a very lonely business. So creating a community is something for selfish reasons, I'm doing it for me too, but for you as well. If you are um, working for yourself online at home, you understand what it's like. It's like there is no water cooler, there is no camaraderie, there's none of that. So we need a place to go to create that, and that's what my membership is all about. All right, Chris, I've been following Will for nearly 3 years now, and to this day, I still think he's one of the best in the business when it comes to coaching print on demand and Facebook ads. I've purchased a couple of his courses in the past. They've been great. Everything he teaches has been battle tested and proven, so you can trust the strategies that he shares. Definitely follow this guy. You won't regret it. All right. If you want more testimonials, go there. That's I should move those over to Print on Demand Coach, but that's ppc-coach.com/testimonials. There's about 175 on there. So what happens after your order? Well, you're going to get instructions and you're going to get instant access to the members only forum where you can access everything. Immediate access to the bonuses so you can get started right now. Now, thank you. Thanks for watching. I can't wait to help you succeed. You're buying something very unique based on years of experience and what works today. So if you skip this, I'll call you crazy, but we can part as friends. So don't wait on this. It is a limited time offer. That price is not going to stay there forever. Let's get you profitable. I'm going to do everything I can to get you there. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate your time. Get in now if you haven't already. And I do see a couple questions popping up, so I'll go through those and then we will close this off. So let's go to those questions. Okay. Can we do this using WooCommerce and exit the store? Do WooCommerce sell just as Shopify? Yeah, you just hit on the reason that I went with Shopify for this, because there are marketplaces and there are businesses that will buy a Shopify store. Them buying a WooCommerce store, I couldn't find very many. So that's why I went with Shopify, because of the exit factor for me. I mean, I love WooCommerce. I think it's great. I'm very techie, so I don't mind going through all the extra steps. The hosting side is no problem for me. But in my other membership, when I introduced WooCommerce, I got a lot of people were against it because they said, you know what, I'm already at max capacity in my brain trying to figure out how to sell this stuff online profitably. I don't need the extra, uh, minutia or the extra workload of trying to figure out hosting and all that stuff. So a lot of people in my other membership said, yeah, WooCommerce is cool. It's great. If you're advanced, you can use it. But if you're not, I'm just going to stick with Shopify. So then I said, okay, that's fair enough. And then I started researching and looking around, and man, the Shopify buyers are there, but the WooCommerce buyers, I don't know, and I don't see why not, because I mean, you're just buying a store. But I think it's the fact that the companies that are buying, the companies that are not individuals, they have staff, and that staff will take over the store, and that staff is trained on Shopify. So I don't know that those companies have staff that's trained on WooCommerce. Maybe they do. I just couldn't find it. So that's my reasoning behind that. Link doesn't work. Okay, just make sure you get the www part. How much is the cheapest POD cost for a shirt you teach? $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10, more or less. I think it's about $9 for a shirt, and then shipping's like $4.75, and then your ads, and then that's it. But for me, I get the buyer to pay the shipping. I'll do free shipping on orders over like $75. But honestly, um, my best promotion so far has been buy two get one free. And even on that buy two get one free, I'm not giving them free shipping. They're paying shipping on all three shirts. So I'm paying for two shirts. They're paying the shipping on three. I'm covering the cost of one shirt, and I'm still coming out ahead of the game. And remember, we have to get out of that mindset of, okay, on my first sale with that customer, I have to make profit. I have to be profitable, or else it's not working. That's not it. The mindset shift has to be, when we get the average order value up, we will make money. Plus, that email marketing side is where you really make the profits, because that's like house money. That's like when you send that email to a buyer of another shirt or a sale that's going on, you will get repeat buyers with t-shirts, because they're in your niche, they like it, hopefully they had a good experience with their purchase. I mean, otherwise, what are we doing in business? And we can run sales throughout the year. In fact, I recommend running at minimum 12 sales throughout the year. So that one buyer, their lifetime customer value is going to be a lot more than that initial purchase. Okay, that's the differentiator. So back in the day, like when I ran Facebook ads to Teespring, the cost per purchase was so low that I was making big time money on the initial purchase. The problem was I wasn't doing any email marketing. Same with Gearbubble. I could get the email, but I wasn't utilizing it enough to make it worthwhile. Now, near the end of that, I finally realized I got to be emailing my customers more stuff. So I did, and it started working really well. And it's the same with Shopify. When you go in with that mindset of even I'm going to build up this email list, and I'm going to build up this buyer list for not only emails, but for retargeting ads, then I'm going to make all the money back there with the lifetime value of that customer being so high. because they will buy more and more and more. And you can think of it too, like if I have a t-shirt store, I can run a Father's Day sale. I don't have to be selling Father's Day t-shirts, although I could put a collection in there if I wanted. It could just be Father's Day sale. And within that niche, you're just selling t-shirts at a discount to your email list. And those buyers will be like, yeah, my dad would really like that. That's cool. Or I like that and it's on sale. So there we go. All right, please tell me the link again. One on the bottom of the webinar screen isn't right. So, okay, www.printondemandcoach.com/join. That's not right. Let's check it. So www.printondemandcoach.com/join. Yeah, seems to be working. I hope it's working for you. Oh, okay, you got it. All right, cool. All right, another question. How much are you selling a print-on-demand shirt for? $26.99 is what I went with. And this is based on my sales as well as looking at what other sellers are selling in the marketplace. And you don't have to go dirt cheap. So you might think like, no, I'm going to do $19.99 because then more people will buy. Well, there are studies out there where if it's too cheap, they won't buy. If it's too expensive, they won't buy. But there is like a midpoint where they will buy, where it's like it's not cheap in their mind, the perceived value, but it's not super expensive in their mind too. Now, that's not to say that the super expensive t-shirts don't work. Like look at, what's that guy? Tommy Bahama. What's his shirts? Like $300 because of his brand. Something like that, or Polo or Ralph Lauren or whatever, all those big fashion brands, and they'll sell you like a plain white T-shirt for like $400 or some crazy amount. It is a lot of perceived value too, and if you do go too cheap, it can actually hurt your conversion rate in a negative way. So there's a nice sweet spot that you have to be in. I think it's $26.99. So all right, I was able to get the order form finally. Right on. Are you using Klaviyo for email or GetResponse or Aweber? So Klaviyo is very expensive, and I'm honestly not a fan of them for that reason. I use MailChimp and MailerLite, so one or the other. MailChimp is a little bit better because you have unlimited sends per month, whereas like MailChimp, it's good, but once you hit a certain level of sends, like literally the number of emails that you sent, they start charging you more for that month until it resets to the next month. MailerLite doesn't have that, and their delivery is really good. So I know Klaviyo is like the top dog for Shopify and email marketing, but I just can't justify the cost. When I know that there are alternatives out there that are just as good in my mind for what I want to do and cheaper, and still the delivery rate is still pretty good. So I like MailerLite big time right now, and I do use MailChimp a lot too. So either one of those. Aweber, I'm not a super fan of. GetResponse, I honestly, I think I used once, and I don't know why, but I didn't go back. So I've, like you name it, I've probably tried it at some point in my online career for one reason or another. And I just go with the stuff that for me, if it's easy to use, if it has some features that I'm looking for, and for the email side, it really is the sends, the number of sends that you get per month. I think Klaviyo, I'm not 100%, but once you get to X number, then you have to pay more for it, which I didn't like. And I think they just raised their prices too, which I have no problem with the company raising their prices if they're doing a really good job. But if there's alternatives out there that are a little bit cheaper and better, I'm fine with that too. What is the refund chargeback rate you get for POD shirts? It's about 3% that you'll get. Nothing high. I'm using good suppliers that produce a good product. So you're always going to get a couple people that are going to fit into categories of like number one, straight up scammers, where they're like, I didn't get it, even though we have tracking and it was delivered and we know they got it. That's going to happen no matter what you do, no matter what you say on your page, no matter what warnings you give, no matter how good your product is, you're going to get it. The other one is the wrong size people, who are, I think they're kind of like borderline. Some of them are legit, like, they think they're a small, but they're actually a large, and they order a small just out of some ego thing. I don't understand, but it happens too. How do I deal with them is a good question. I give them, I don't, I don't give them a refund. I just send them another one. I'll eat the cost, because what I've found over the years with refunds, not only in print on demand, but in everything else that I do, when I refund people, they're happy, and happy customers come back. When you battle people and when you fight them, and we're like, nope, no refunds, period, go away. Well, that person is going to go tell like 10 people how horrible you are. And they're going to try and drag your name through the mud. And they're really going to be annoying too, because they're not going to let it go. They're going to just bother you for days and days and weeks. And it takes up a lot of your mental capacity to deal with it. So the easiest way is just say, yeah, here, you know what? Do you want a replacement? I'll send one over. And I'll tell you right now too, this works outside of print on demand, because real world story happened this week. The battery charger on my golf cart is like a really fancy one that hooks up to your phone so you can see the exact level of charge on your golf cart batteries. Anyway, I bought this back in 2021 and it stopped working last year. So it cost me like 4 new batteries because it drained it down to zero. But all I did was I emailed the company and I said, here's what's happening. They said, okay, just take a picture of the model number, so we can prove that you had it. And then they emailed me back. They said, okay, send me your shipping address. You'll have another one on your doorstep in 10 days. Didn't even inquire about like what was wrong or anything. Like, I just said it doesn't work. They're like, okay, here's another one. And my response to them was, wow, thank you. Here's my shipping address. Where can I go to leave you guys a glowing review online? Because you guys are awesome. So they just created goodwill, and they just created me, even on this webinar, telling you guys who probably don't give a rat's patootie about a golf cart battery charger, how good an experience I had. So think of it that way. So if you order a t-shirt from a store online and it doesn't fit, and then they're like, no problem, what size would you like? We're sending one right now. What are you going to do? You're going to be a happy camper. You're probably going to go back to that store and buy another one, or two, or three, or four. And you may even tell your friends and family how, you know what, not all online stores are scams. This company right here, where I got this shirt that I'm wearing right now, replaced it for free. I think you should go there too. Like, that's what you want. So to me, it's way better. Way, way, way better. All right. There we go. Are you emailing t-shirt offers every day? I'm trying to. Uh, and I've gone through in some other trainings about this other company that emails me twice a day, and they have for like, I think they're over 2,000 emails now. So however many days that is, a couple of years now, twice a day, and I haven't unsubscribed. So it is super valuable, and I need to do it more. Setting that up is my issue right now on this new store. So I'm working on the daily emails, but at minimum, you want to be doing the monthly sale emails, because that's where you can literally have a start date, an end date, and emails in between. And when you're sending those emails out saying, last day today, and there's like a countdown timer, it works really, really well. All right, is Gear Bubble still to use for POD shirts? I think so. I don't use them for that, but Gear Bubble will always have a good place in my heart. So good people, good company, nothing wrong with them. But I'm using Printify for my Shopify stuff. So I have nothing against Gear Bubble at all. Great company, love them. Made a lot of money with them, and they have a lot of good people working there. But I'm using Printify. So why? I don't know. It's just Printify is like kind of like Gear Bubble. When you put an order through, Gear Bubble doesn't have any warehouses like any print presses or any place where they actually print, pack, and ship it. They're actually a middleman that then sends that order off to one of their suppliers. And it's probably the same suppliers that like are on Printify, to be honest. I like Printify though, because if a supplier runs out of stock, I can turn on or I can do it manually too. If they run out of stock, I don't have to cancel the order. I can send it to another supplier and the customer wouldn't know the difference. So in my experience online, I found that companies can come and companies can go, and products can come and products can go. With Gear Bubble specifically, one of my best sellers was those sublimation necklaces. And one day they're like, yeah, we're not selling those anymore. And I'm like, oh, crap. I have like 350 of those designs out there right now, and they're bringing in money pretty much automatically every day because all the SEO over the years that worked up. And I could fire up an ad campaign and sell a bunch of them right now, and they're gone. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. I mean, I gained a lot of skills and experience to sell basically any print on demand item I want, but what happens if a company um, decides to just pack up the tent and stop one day? You know, you want to make sure you're covered and diversified. Same thing. Somebody's asking about Printful. Why don't I use them? Well, they're huge, they're gigantic, their prices are higher, and they tend to deal more with corporate accounts like Disney and stuff like that. So they charge a little bit more, but also they print their own stuff. So to me, if they run out of stock, now Printful probably won't because they deal with so many corporate clients and they have huge inventory. But I don't want to go through that. I don't want to cancel an order on anybody if you know, these yellow Bella Canvas 3001 T-shirts are out of stock temporarily. I wanted to just go to another supplier. All right. Do you ever buy the shirts in advance wholesale to get them cheaper? No, I don't. That route means I have to print them myself. I have to pack them myself. I have to ship them myself. So cheaper on purchasing a whole, like if I bought a shipping container of T-shirts, yeah, it would be cheaper, definitely. But now I got to do all the work, and there's money involved in that time. So at the end of the day, is that really cheaper than using a company to do it? When you factor in labor costs and how much you have to pay for that labor, like there's no way on earth I could sit here, even in my garage or my basement, and just do shirt orders all day long. My brain would implode. I'm not that kind of person. So for me, I want to have the ability to scale up as high as I want, and I want to be the guy marketing that stuff and coming up with the ideas, putting them out there, and then handing that order off to a company and saying, now you do your job and you go fill that, print it, pack it, and ship it, and then let me know the tracking number. Like that's more my style. So I know some guys that have gone in-house with their not only t-shirts but other products, and it's like, you know what, man, more power to you, but holy cow, I can never do that. Even companies like Shine On doing the message card jewelry, there are a lot of sellers that said, well, I know where you're getting that and I know what you're doing there, so I'm going to order a bunch from, you know, Temu or from AliExpress, and I'm going to do it myself. And then after like a month or so of doing that, they're like, yeah, I'm done. It's just they're like, there's a reason these companies exist, and this take the load off of sellers. And even if it works out, I have to pay a little bit more for a print-on-demand supplier to do it. I'll do it for peace of mind, knowing that I don't have to do it. It's going to be taken care of. They're going to get it quickly, and I'm happy with that. So everybody's different, though. If you want to take the wholesale route, go for it. I just feel like the print-on-demand route is the best route possible. Okay. Can you send out the replay? Yes, I will definitely send out the replay. All right. Those are some great questions. Thank you very much for asking. Um, I'm glad that link is working for you guys now. And I am basically going to close with that because it is time to end this. And I do see some people are in there already because I do have another screen up and running. So I'm going to go over to the forums and start chit-chatting with everybody. So thank you. If you're not in yet, get in there. This is a wonderful deal. Like I said, my goal is simple. I want to create the biggest print-on-demand community in the world, and I want to keep out all the riffraff possible. So this is how I'm doing it. I hope you'll join us. I would love to have you in there, get to know you, and one question that I had just come in. What if it fails? Well, yes, it's possible that I could do all this. I could spend all this time. I could put in all this effort. I could do all these updates, and then it flops. But you only fail if you don't learn from it. So I don't foresee failing in this venture, and I wouldn't put my reputation at risk if I thought I was going to fail. So instead of what if it fails, think what if it works, right? So it just took that question and I put it from a negative to a positive, and now I'm pumped. Now I want to go after this even more because it's not what if it fails, it's what if it works. What if it works? What if it works for me? What if it works for you? What if it works for everybody? Then we got a whole awesome community of people sharing, cheering each other on, helping each other out. Like that's just a good place to be. All right, I'm going to close with that. You guys have a great day. Thanks for coming on. I'll get that replay out and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.